And again, going back to what everybody, like, where's the proof of Donald Trump is involved? And like, I would say, you know, I would rather be pleasantly surprised than, you know, sadly disappointed. Right. So my take is what you're expecting is a guy that was surrounded by blackmailers and files to be some lighthouse in a sea of shit. Like, you're expecting this is like an anomaly.
Right.
And there's a lot of people putting their whole reputations on this point, that there's no proof that he was involved, you know? And I'm like, that's a dangerous game to play.
Very dangerous.
Because you don't know this dude. You don't know him personally. He's playing an archetype for you, a hero, and you're investing all of your career collateral betting on this dude, even though everyone around him was. I mean, if you look at the last like 5 or 6 presidents, you know, they all have a file scandal, with the exception of one, which is George Bush Jr., who happened to kill 2 million Iraqis, right? But he's the only one I haven't heard that's involved in any of this.
Right.
You know, George Bush Sr. is involved with the Franklin scandal. You know, Clinton's involved with the Epstein scandal.
Yep.
Obama is involved with Pizzagate. You know, and then Trump's also involved with the Epstein stuff. But you're expecting this guy to be completely an anomaly in this.
What do you make of Trump being the only person who was subpoenaed by Brad Edwards in 2008 to come to call him up and be like, I'll sit with you and talk for as long as you want? All the other people had ignored the subpoena.
Yeah, I've seen that. And that is a big reason why I kind of was like, maybe he wasn't involved.
Or
you know,
maybe
the
he
lawyer
was trying to get out in front of it.
100%. I mean, if you look at that Lubkick guy, like that guy will lie right to your face.
Howard Lutnick.
Yeah. I mean, it's like crazy how dark that guy is. One of the biggest psychopaths we ever seen. So it's interesting to me. If you want to get ahead of it, you know, you kind of step forward. That's definitely what kicks this off, right? So Michael Wolff just gave an interview sitting in his chair, and he basically confirms that the fallout is over Mar-a-Lago. He's like a real estate
Trump's fallout with him?
Yeah. Well, Epstein is he backdoors Epstein on this property.
Yeah.
And that's when war happens. And they've been going back and forth. So the question is, why didn't the Democrats release any of this stuff, you know, while Joe Biden was in? And the answer is because
they're implicated too.
They're implicated
There's
too.
no left and right aren't real.
Right. That's the biggest thing. If you're fighting over right and left, you're fighting over black and white, straight and gay, you've already lost.
You're not supposed to. We're not supposed to be fighting left and right. We're supposed to be fighting up.
100%. And these people can't even understand that. So everyone's asking, like, why isn't there any protest fighting, protesting the people who eat children? I'm like, well, because the people who eat children are the ones funding the protest. That's why. None of this is organic.
Right.
The only organic one I saw was my friend Scotty the Kid created a march against child sex trafficking about 5 years ago. And like I was a part of that. We only expected a couple hundred people, and like thousands of people showed up. He's got another one coming March 7th. It's going to be a big one again, but none of it's organic. You know, there's this whole thing. People really they really defend their culture. Like everyone's defending their culture. Most of your culture is contrived in think tanks, pushed forward by intelligence operations, right? I mean, people. You know, I know you just had Kurt Metzger on, and he was like, you know, everyone's like, oh, how are you going to know it's real?
I haven't had him on yet.
Okay,
he's coming,
but. He's been saying, I've been saying it for a while, you've never known what was real, ever. Your entire culture, and I'm not talking any one race or anything, the entire thing is astroturfed, and it's been manipulated by intelligence agencies. The entire 60s and 70s, all the bands were CIA projects. You know, I mean, OnlyFans is most likely CIA at a minimum, and it's got to be an intelligence.
I wouldn't be surprised. Right?
And then you have these chicks who make all this money. Right, she's like, "Oh, I'm making $60 million a year." Yeah, because it's a operation to convince girls they could make this kind of money, and then they get into the industry and their life goes to shit.
It could be a foreign intelligence operation.
Well, I mean, the guy gives more money to AIPAC than anybody else.
The guy who owns OnlyFans?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. He's the #1 donor.
Holy shit. You know, going back to the Trump stuff, he has to be the most poll-aware president of my lifetime. No president I've ever heard talk more about polls than Donald Trump, or is more hyper-aware of polls than Donald Trump. Except for one poll with his base, which is the Epstein stuff and the Israel stuff. He is Helen Keller when it comes to that.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Why the fuck is that? It's the only one that he's completely blind to.
Listen, I think there's a part of Trump that just wants to be loved. He's always liked to be loved. He's always liked to be popular. He's always liked to be included. And, you know, he wants to be a loved president. And, you know, people are going to lose it on me. But if I look back at all the presidents, I would probably take Trump over everybody since like JFK. Maybe Jimmy Carter. Somebody came on my podcast the other day, said he was a robot. Jimmy Carter died and they replaced him with a robot.
Yeah.
Now, you could say that's crazy, and I'm not saying it's not crazy. But, man, if you watch those robots walking, they look exactly like Joe Biden when he was walking. And, like, there was like 7 Bidens, dude. There was black Biden. I don't know if you saw him give him an interview. It was like the mask goes to here and then you see black skin under here. There's Nephilim Biden. There was like when he was like 7 foot tall Biden. There was fucking like smooth leg Biden who looked like he had 20-year-old legs on that bike. I mean.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
I mean, dude, anything's on the table right now.
Look, just because we're calling it like we see it with Donald Trump does not mean that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden would have been better candidates.
They would be way worse. Listen, the difference between Trump's cabinet,
you can hold 2 thoughts at once.
100%. The difference between Trump's cabinet and Kamala Harris's cabinet is that Kamala Harris's cabinet would be fat feminist, trans, and DI, and then Trump's cabinet is just closeted people.
Right.
That's the difference. In the end, you always get gay.
In the end, you always get gay. Why is that?
Because it's sexually compromised.
What is it? Did you see the Howard Lutnick, Tom Pritzker email? The dude who's the chairman of Hyatt Hotels.
What'd he say?
There's an email and he goes way back with Epstein. He emailed him on his birthday, said, "Hey, Jeff, I'm in Afghanistan right now in the desert. Petraeus just let me borrow a helicopter and I'm going to play with some boys and some toys."
That's the whole thing, dude.
This dude's worth, how much is Thomas Pritzker worth? Google that. Like, this dude is one of the biggest Democratic political donors. His brother's, I think, the mayor of Chicago. And he's talking about
that family is crazy.
There's no misinterpretation when he talks to being in the desert in Afghanistan and boys. Like all the tier 1 operators I've heard talk about what happens with boys in Afghanistan.
Dude, I've been to Afghanistan.
Have you really?
It's called Man Loves Thursdays.
6.3 billion.
I mean, that family is crazy. Have you seen the brother sister?
No.
Their trans sister?
No, I have not.
Oh my God! Dude.
Wasn't she in the Obama cabinet? Wasn't she the Secretary of Commerce for Obama?
I'm not sure about that, but she's like helping fund all this trans shit, which is crazy because Epstein is right in the middle of the trans stuff. Like he's funding this ideology.
Yeah.
Which is again.
Oh, Jennifer, is that her?
Yeah. No, that's her.
Oh, Born James.
Yeah.
Born James Nicholas Pritzker.
Yeah, I've been talking about this on stage.
Holy shit.
This is my theory on the trans stuff. I mean, crazy, right? I'd me.
Oh my God.
I've been talking about this on stage about how the trans issue comes down to one thing and one thing only, passability. Like if you look like a hot chick, you can stay. If you look like a haunted scarecrow, get the out of the woman's bathroom. Don't even use the guy's bathroom. Go shit in the woods, Sasquatch.
I mean, Jesus Christ, bro.
I mean, just a up family, dude. I mean, just a effed up family, dude.
If you enjoy watching our show on Spotify or YouTube and you want to be more involved, I encourage you to please come check out our Patreon community. Not only does our Patreon community get every episode you see on YouTube early, fully uncensored, and ad-free, but we're also doing Patreon exclusive episodes as well as live Q&As, and you can get your personal questions answered by our guests every single week. For me, being able to collaborate and communicate back and forth with our Patreon community every week has been huge. And this is my way of saying thank you for the cost of a cup of coffee a month. Now back to the show.